Hello everyone, welcome back to TechCloud. If you are new or not yet subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. In today's video, we are going to discuss about VM in Azure, where we will discuss about what is VM in Azure, benefit of VM in Azure, and how to create and connect a VM in Azure. Let's get started and understand what is VM in Azure. A VM in Azure is a virtualization or emulation of computer system. Virtual machines are based on the computer architectures and provide the functionality of a physical computer. Azure virtual machines can be created through the Azure portal, and this method provides a browser-based user interface to create VMs and their associate resources. Let's now look into the benefit of the Azure VM. The benefit of Azure VMs are like the flexibility. You can choose the size and configuration of the virtual machine based on your workload requirement. Second, scalability. Azure allows to easily scale your VM resources up or down based on the demand. You can resize your VM, add more instances, or change the configuration to the adapt to changing workloads. Then operating system support. So Azure VM support a variety of operating system including the various Linux distribution and Windows Server editions. Integration. VMs in Azure can be integrated with other resource Azure services such as Azure Virtual Network, Azure Storage, and Azure Active Directory that provide a comprehensive cloud computing environment. Then Image Gallery, sorry. Azure provide a gallery of pre-configured virtual machine images, including popular operating system and application stacks, making it easier to deploy and manage VMs. So these all are the benefit of a VM in Azure. Now let's see how to create a VM in Azure. To create a VM in Azure, first we need to log in on Azure portal and either click on a VM tab. Later even we can do like we can search for virtual machine in the global search. From there or under the service we can select the virtual machine. On the virtual machine page, select a create button and then Azure virtual machine, then the create virtual machine page will open. Under instances detail, enter like my VM for the virtual machine name and choose Windows Server 22 data center Azure edition, which is x64 generation 2 for the image, and leave the other details if you don't needed that. On the right side, you can see an example summary of estimated costs. So this update as you selected option that affect the cost, such as choosing Windows Server 2022 data center Azure edition for the image. Later the cost management. Under the administrator account, provide a username such as Azure user or any username you would like to provide and a password. The password must be at least 12 character long and meet the defined complexity requirement. Password should be simply complex. Later, under inbound ports rule, choose allow selected port and then select RDP. The port will be 3389 and for browsing it will be 80 from the drop-down list. Leave the remaining default and then select the review or create button at the bottom of the page. After validation runs, select the create button at the bottom of the page. After deployment is complete, select go to resource to connect that VM. So now we have created the VM. Under the notification you can see successfully VM is created. Later let's see that how to connect a VM. To connect a VM, first of all we need to get that VM resource. That VM resource either we can search through the global search or we can directly go to the VM service tab. From there we can open the VM and then click on connect and then RDP. So in the connect with RDP tab, keep the default option to connect by default IP address over port 3389 and then click on the download RDP file. Once the RDP file is downloaded, open the downloaded RDP file and click on connect when prompted. In In the Windows security window, select more choices and then use a different account if you have a different account for the same VM to log in, or you can use the whatever account you have to log in into that VM. There you need to receive a certificate, or you will receive a certificate warning during the sign-in process, which you can yes and continue the normal process to connect. And then that's how you will be logging into that VM through RDP. So this is all about the Azure VM, how to create, how to connect Azure VM. I hope this video is helpful for you. Please do like, comment, share and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for